Ladies and gentlemen, hi there. Today we will delve into a certain topic in mathematics, which is the measures of relative position or quartiles for group data. This topic is essential since in our world that evolves in data, it is better to understand and interpret a certain data to make informed decision. So my topic would be the percentiles, deciles, and quartiles. These are the three relative position. So the percentiles is divided, the data is divided into 100, while the deciles is divided into 10, and the quartiles is divided into 4. These three fundamental concepts of mathematics is essential, especially in calculating the positions, the scores of a student or a certain pattern or trend in a society. Now, this is the formula to get and interpret the data. L plus AN over I minus CF over F times CW, where L is the lower boundary, N is the total number of observations, CW is class width, CF is cumulative frequency, F is the frequency, and I the percentile, decile, and quartiles. Now first, let us discuss the percentiles. The first problem. Let me read. A teacher recorded the final exam scores of 30 students in foreign class and grouped the scores as follows. The score range are 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 21 to 50, and the frequency is 5, 10, 8, 5, 2. Now, the first step is to calculate the lowest boundary, the LB, and the cumulative frequency, or the CF. So how to get it? First is the LB. The LB is you should deduct the first number here, these numbers, by 0.5. For example, 1 minus 0.05 is 0.05. Next is 11 minus 0.05 is 10.5. 21 minus 0.05 is 20.05. 31 minus 0.05 is 30. And 41 minus 0.05 is 40.05. I hope you can get that. Next is the CF. To get the CF, first is you should copy this frequency, put it in here. Then add 5 to get the 7. 7 add 8 to get the 15. 15 add 10 to get the 25. 25 add 5 to get the 30. Now, the second step is to determine the position of the 70th percentile. While the 70th, since it is a problem. So we will use the formula. First, the Kn over I. First, so here is the demonstration. The K is the 70, the problem. The N is the total number of students, the frequency. You will add all those and the sum is 30. Then divide the I, which is the 100 since it is a percentile. But then if it is decile, it will be 100. And if it's quartile, it will be 4. Then 70 times 30 and 70 over 100 is 0.7 times 30. It would be, the product is 21. The third step is to locate the 21st score in the CF. We found the 21st from the second step, right? So you should look here from the CF where 21st belongs. So the 21 belongs to 25 since 3 and 1 to 2, 3 to 7, 8 to 15, 16 to 25, 26 to 30. And the 21, it belongs here. So the given data will be here. We will use this to the formula. Now, the first step is to determine the following to complete the formula. So here is the cumulative frequency is 15. However, our data belongs to 25, but then you should get the lower cumulative frequency. Next is the lower boundary, which is 30.5. The frequency is 10, and the class width is 10. Why is it 10? Since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Each CW, just put everything that we have gathered the data. First is 21 minus 15 is 6 over 10, 10 plus 30.5. Then solve this one, 6 over 10 times 10 is 6, then plus 30.5, which give us 36.5. So now we get that the 70th percentile is 36.5. It means that the scores of the students in 70th percentile is 36.5. Second problem for the percentile. So below are the score of students in history class. 10 to 20, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50. The frequency is 10 to 1 for 30, which gives us the frequency of 10 plus 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there are 20 students in the class. Now the question is, what is the 50th percentile? So to answer is first again to calculate the lowest boundary and the cumulative frequency. So first, remember that to get the lower boundary is to deduct these numbers to 0.5. So the answers are 0.5, 10.5, 20.5, 30.5, 40.5. Then the cumulative frequency is to copy this one, then add here. So 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10, 10 plus 10 is 20. Next is to determine the 50th percentile using the formula here. So K is the 50, put it here. Then the N is the total number of students over 100 since it is a percentile. Solve it, then you will get the percentile of 4. Next is you should locate the fourth position. So as you can remember that 1 over 3, this would be 1 to 3, 4 to 7. So the 4, it belongs here, so the data that we will use would be here to complete the formula. So as you can remember, to get the cumulative frequency is you should use the lower cumulative frequency. So you should get 3. Lower boundary is 10.5, frequency is 4, and the class width is 10. They're both. Next is to solve. You just have to put everything that you have gathered and solve it. So the lower boundary, 10.5 plus 4 over 3, and 4 minus 3 over 4 times 10. So 4 minus 1 is, 4 minus 3 is 1 over 4. So 1 over 4 times 10 is 2.5 plus 10.5 is 13. So to conclude, the 50th percentile is 13, which means that the students who has scored 13 are 50th percentile. It means that they did better from 50 students. Next would be the deciles. So the deciles, it is to divide the data to 10. So the problem here is the local J recorded the number of quartiles done by its members in a month. So there are 6, 10, 11, 15, 16, 20, 21, 25, 26, 30. The interval is 5, and the frequency is 1, 6, 10, 8, 5. The question is that what is the second decile of the number of quartile? So to get the second decile, we should first get the cumulative frequency and the lowest boundary. They have the same patterns, but then they differ only from the I, which is for percentile 100, for decile 10, and for quartiles 4. That is the only difference that we have. So again, to get the lower boundary, we should subtract it by 0.5. So by this number right. So after deducting it here, the difference is 5.5, 10.5, 2.5, 7.5, 25.5. Again, the CF is copy of 5, add 8 equals 13, 13 plus 10, 23, 23 plus 6, 29, 29 plus 1 is 30. Next is to determine the second position by this formula. So the trend is, the K is 2, which is the problem. Then the number of people who do gym is 30, then 10 since it is decile. Then solve that to get 6. So next is to locate the 6th position in the cumulative frequency. So the 6 belongs to 13 since this is 5, and this would be the data that we will be used to get the second decile. So here, again, to get the CF, we should use the lower cumulative frequency. The lower boundary is 10.5, the frequency is 8, and the class width is 5 since 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, we should solve it using the formula. So, just put everything data in here, then, so, 10.5 plus times 6 minus 5 over 8 times 5, the answer is 11.125. So, to conclude, the second decile is 11.15. It means that there are, the people in second decile works out 11.15. Now, for the last quartile is the quartile. So, this is the fourth problem that we read. A school recorded the number of schools read by students in the semester. So, these are the data. 6 to 10, the frequency is 4, the frequency is 6, 16 to 20, frequency is 8, 21 to 25, frequency is 5, 26 to 30, frequency is 2. So, first, we should get the problem. So, the problem is what is the first quartile. So, first is to get the lower boundary, then the cumulative frequency. Again, to get the lower boundary, we should deduct these numbers to 0.5. So after deducting, the difference is this data. 5.5, 10.5, 15.5, 20.5, and 25.5. Then to get the cumulative frequency is to put 4 here, plus 6 plus Next is to locate the 6.15 position. So as you can see, it can be located in 10, between 5 and 10. So the data that we will use is this row. Next is to get next is to determine the following to complete the formula. So remember, to get the cumulative frequency, you will use the lower cumulative frequency. So it will be 5. So the lower boundary also is 10.5. The frequency is 8, and the class interval, which is the class width, is 5. Now, we should solve it using the formula. Just put everything, the data we have gathered, and solve. So 6.15 minus 5 is 1.25 over 8. So 1.25 over 8 times 5 is 0.78125 plus 10.5 gives us 11.28125. So, in conclusion, the first quartile is equivalent to 11.28125. It means that the first quartile students read books, 11 books. Now, for the last problem for the quartiles and for the last problem for the script data is here, a school recorded the number of books read by students in semester. So, here is the given data. Next is, again, to know the problem. Next, so the problem is, what is the second quartile? First, we should calculate the lowest boundary, and the cumulative frequency. So to get the LB, you should deduct again these numbers, 2.5, which give us 5.5, 5.5, 15.5, 20.5, and 25.5. Then to get the cumulative frequency is to copy the lowest row here to 4, then add. Next is to get the second quartile. So the second quartile is, this is the formula. The K would be 2, second quartile. The N would be the number of students, 25, and divide it to 4 since we were looking for quartile. And solve it, we would get 12.5. Next is to locate the 12.5 position in the cumulative frequency. So the 12.5 belongs to 18, since the range for 18 is 11 to 18. Next is to complete the formula. Again, to get the cumulative frequency, you should use the lower cumulative frequency. So next is the lower boundary is 15.5, the frequency is 8, the class width is 5. Then again, solve 12 the data. So 12.5 times 10 is 2.5, 2.25 over 8 times 5 is 1.42625 plus 15.5 gives us 16.19025. So in conclusion, the second quartile is equivalent to 16.90625. And that would be all, and I hope that you could learn the beauty of solving those quartiles, percentiles, and decimals. And if you want to know